Thanks for tuning in to Crosshairs Television. In this episode, we are looking at the men's elite race from the 2018 U.S. Cyclocross Nationals that took place January 14th in Reno. If you asked anybody at the venue who was going to win, 3 names were mentioned. Last year's champ, Stephen Hyde, 4-time champ, Jeremy Powers, and the thorn in those guys' side, Tobin Ortenblad. Hyde comes into the race beat up and hoping to survive. Powers laid low in the run-up to the event and wants to prove he's not to be forgotten. And Ortenblad, he's channeling Rodney Dangerfield, just looking for some respect. The start is long and wide and turns into an even longer straight power section. The need to win the whole shot is not as crucial as it is in some races, unless you're Tobin Ortenblad and you have a plan that needs you at the front to execute. As the field reaches the sand, Ortenblad still leads, but his time at the front is short-lived. By the time the group gets to the barriers, Powers has taken over the lead. And everybody in his wake better hold on tight because he plans to be there for a while. On the run-up, the field remains more or less together, but it's starting to stretch. It won't be long until it breaks. One lap later, Powers is still at the front, and his relentless pace has whittled the field down to a group of 6. J-Pow, Werner, Ortenblad, Hyde, Jack Kisseberth, and Curtis White. That group stays together entering the finishing stretch and remains intact as we fast forward to the hilly off-camber. From above, you get a good view of what this feature is all about. The bottom of the run-up is rutted and muddy, which means running rather than riding is the smart play. Looking top down, we can see Ortenblad and Hyde maneuver around Werner. Powers is putting in a dig, and these two do not want to be left behind. Next, we're going to move to the sketchy off-camber that gave many riders a tough time throughout the week. Powers continues to lead. Sticking with this back section for one more lap, we get another view of the run-up and just how steep it is. Moving to the front half of the course and skipping ahead a lap, and the race is turned into a 2-man battle. Powers' relentless drive at the front has shed the entire field except for Hyde. Powers came into the race determined to take back the title and win that elusive 5th championship. Hyde let everyone know the last thing he wants to be is a one-hit wonder. Back-to-back championships solidify his position in U.S. cyclocross history. Under 2 laps to go and the pair have not slowed down. In fact, they are flying. At the barriers, Powers stays on the bike as Hyde dismounts. On the remount, Hyde has trouble finding the pedals and Powers gets a small jump. This is crucial. We talk a lot about how the final sprint in cyclocross frequently happens before the finishing straight. I want to take a second to show you this bridge that is the entrance to the run-up and off-camber. This bridge is the virtual finish line. This bridge is why Powers and Hyde are rubbing elbows, jockeying for position. The first one to that bridge wins the race. As we zoom in on the pair at the top of the climb, we can see that Hyde won the sprint. He was the first to the bridge and is now capitalizing on his advantage. Powers, who went full gas the entire race, has nothing left in the tank. By the time Hyde enters the finishing stretch, he has gained a few precious seconds of breathing room and is able to enjoy his second national championship win. More hitmaker than one-hit wonder. Powers rolls in for second, knowing he gave it everything and showed he's still amongst the best. Kerry Werner worked his way past Ortenblad and grabbed the final spot on the podium.
You know, it's been a really up and down year for me. I had kind of bad fitness at the beginning of the year, and then good fitness, and then bad, and it's the best fitness I've had. And then I had this knee injury a couple weeks ago, and I was off the bike for 6 days. So I was really hoping that, I just skipped Begum, came to California, and then I was just like trying to get it together, and like, man, I couldn't ride for 6 days. So honestly, it was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna rest. This is good. I'm in good form, so I'll just take a rest. It's fine. I finally got it figured out, 3 PTs later, and I got to training, and I got out here as early as I could to acclimate to the altitude, and I was hoping that was gonna be on my side for sure. And I certainly was feeling it in the last couple laps.
With that injury, how did your coming in here, normally your guy wants to attack. Did that change your game plan at all for the race?
Yes. Also, the altitude changed that too, right? I can only guess that the gaps were getting really big after about 2 laps. You start sucking air up here and you go way too deep, and then it's really hard to come back. I attacked with 3 to go, and honestly, that hurt so bad. I didn't know that I could do the rest of the race. And when Jeremy attacked me again, it was like, okay, all right, I'm back. We can do this. Yeah, let's play.
When you were coming to last half lap, it looked like old school cyclocross, going at it, bumping and grinding in there. It looked really nice. I like seeing that. It looked like a fun race, and you guys were really competing. It
was fun, and it was hard. It was brutally fast, and Jeremy's got something to prove. He's had a bad year, and this was an incredible ride for him. I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud. I'm really happy for him to have that ride. And he and I have been going back and forth forever, and we know how to race each other, and there's only so many tricks.
Last question. Now, just with it being the second one, how important was repeating? Does that play in your mind?
Absolutely. No one wants to be a one-hit wonder, right? And I think for me, it was as important, if not more important, than the first one. This was it. We've had the best year of racing, so many good racers, and to take it with such a good field. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, too.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Crosshairs Television. Please give a thumbs up below, subscribe to the channel, and share on Twitter, Facebook, or however you consume social media. See you next time.